are coming.
We are new, but we are coming. All right, let's see. Let's check it for live. I don't know if we're live. We're live. I think we are live.
You're live. It says live already. 14
It says
seconds.
live.
You're live.
All right, guys. Hey, what's up? What's up? Sorry for that unexpected intro. I didn't even know if it was live, but hey, thank you. This is the Miz. I'm Zion Zenith. That's the Miz. This is our first time going live. Basically, what we wanted to do is we just wanted to come and bring you guys a great live video. We're basically just going to be talking sports, going over the state of the Giants, what we did in free agency, what we can do in the draft, and just overall the overall space of our team. I think it's a good year for us New York Giants fans. I've been a fan of the team for the last, I would say, 15 years of my life. And, we got the Miz that is just the OG or original genius of the football family, of the nation, of the Giants nation. So I'm just going to turn it on to him. I'm going to turn off my fan because I don't want you guys to be distracted by that. So, Miz, I'll let you take over, man.
What's going on? Miz here. We're live. It's Zion and I. It was a good idea by Zion for us to start up our live show for the first time ever. We're new at this, and we're talking football. You could talk any football team you want, but we are a Giants nation.
We are a Giants nation, and what I'm gonna do right now is that's my phone going off. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get the link down in the chat. If any of you guys want to call in, you guys can click on that link and you guys can go and call in. So I'll get that up to the chat right now. What is good, Giants Nation? Miz, if you want to just talk a little bit, I need to go turn off my fan. My bad, guys, I didn't prepare.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yo, I'm live on YouTube.
We're gonna talk. We know the draft is coming up in the draft's coming up in 2 weeks. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know how big, tremendous of a draft this is for the New York Football Giants. The Giants have made a big step last year. They strided. They got a young team. They've come a long way. Long, young defense. It showed last year. They come a long way, and it all started with a really good coach that's come in here and turned this program around. And this draft coming up is an epic draft for the Giants at this point, because this draft can get us the few more pieces we need to go out and compete, and I believe win the NFC East this year.
Exactly.
And really, a lot of people have a hard time believing in Jones, but I'm going to tell you, I believe Daniel Jones is going to be a really good quarterback. He doesn't have to be Brady. He doesn't have to be a Montana. Okay? You don't have to win the fantasy world. You got to win football games. And how that's done is with a good running game. And we have one of the best running backs in football and a strong defense. And the Giants will have an elite defense this year. And Daniel Jones will allow his pieces to take him far this year. I don't see how the Giants don't have a strong season.
Yeah, and getting into that, I don't see how we have a strong season if we can just we called this video the state of the Giants. So if we can get into some of the people that left, obviously, we can get into the money situation, but I'm just gonna kind of read it really fast, and then we can get over who we bought back, and then we can cover the free agents, and then we can get into the draft. So we got Golden Tate, we cut him. We're not really going to get into the money financial thing, but we cut him. We got rid of our linebacker, David Mayo. We got rid of Cody Core. Obviously, everybody know that we cut Kevin Zeitler, Dalvin Thomason. We lost him to the Vikings. We got Kyler Fatcore and Colt McCoy. Now, is there any player that you want to go over where you feel like we should have bought back? Or do you kind of feel like, the Giants did a good job on getting rid of certain players that didn't really, like Golden Tate, he hasn't really been good since he left Detroit. Kevin Zeitler is kind of getting older up there in age. Do you have any say on who we let go?
Yeah, we had to let go of some guys in order to go out and get pieces that we needed. We know that we had a big free agency. You had to let Zeitler go. Unfortunately, Zeitler is a very strong offensive lineman, but we had to move on in order to get. Sometimes you have to let go of someone that you really like in order to get someone that's younger and stronger to better the team. The Giants needed wide receivers. We knew that. They went out and spent big money on Galladay. They brought in Rudolph, a veteran tight end, and Ross, who can help us. And so I think the Giants have weapons. The whole thing for the Giants this year, find out if Daniel Jones is the quarterback. Let's give him everything he needs because he hasn't had it. They gave him big pieces And Barkley is the biggest piece of all. And I feel Barkley's the biggest piece of all. People have heard me say that. Barkley comes back healthy and you have a running game. Going to be very hard to defend this team with those weapons going downfield and a play action football.
Exactly. And well, I wanted to get into Berkeley too, and I wanted to get into, Kevin Zeitler and stuff like that as well. Yeah, exactly. You made a good point. We needed to save some money. Zeitler, we had to let him go. He rebounded pretty good with the Ravens. We wish him luck. We did also bring back some good people in free agency. Just to mention some good names, we got Leonard Williams. We restructured Nate Schroeder's contract. So hopefully, he doesn't need to play like, in his prime, but it's Nate Schroeder. I know he's getting up there in age, but hopefully he's I think what we're doing is we're paying Nate Schroeder to kind of be a coach to these kind of young guys and kind of help and mentor these young guys and kind of be a leader on that offensive line. What's your thoughts about that? What's your thoughts about bringing back Nate Schroeder? And what do you like about his contract? Because we all paying him a $3 million base salary with a 9.5 cap hit in 2022. So it's about it's a Raymer down in what he did, what we were gonna pay him. So I love the fact that we got that restructured. So is there anybody that we want to go into that we brought back before we get into some of the big free agencies like your Adoree Jacksons and your Kenny Galladay's?
Well, I'll go piggyback onto what you said. So Soldiers is a veteran, man. I know he missed last year, and I know he did. To a lot of fans, he didn't live up to expectations the year before because he was making a lot of money. But this guy, the Giants could have cut him, and for the same amount that they're bringing him back. So they're basically bringing Soldier back as a veteran guy who can move around to places and teach the young O-line, because we have a very young O-line. And you're getting him, like you said, for what is it, $3-4 million?
Exactly.
So he did us real good by giving us back a lot of money. Help, because listen, a lot of people, I could go in, we could do a whole show on how much people shit on Gettleman and how much I like him.
Exactly. And
we'll go into that later. Gettleman, Judge, they have come up with a lot of money this offseason that we didn't think we had.
It's like we had a money printer that we were just signing these people. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, I have to be honest with you guys, Giants fans. I have to be completely honest. I almost had a breakdown at the start of free agency because I was looking at the salary cap and I was like, how the hell are we gonna even bring anybody in? Leonard Cap basically had us by the balls. Like, and even if we, there's the whole, we had $2 million or something like that with the whole, if Leonard Williams didn't sign his contract, that franchise tag, and I just didn't know how he was gonna get the job done. I know we needed to fill out some spots on this defense, fill out some spots on our offense. I didn't know how he was gonna get a Galladay, how he was, and when we just started signing people and seeing Gettleman and Joe Judge and the coaching staff and the Giants organization at work, that made me so happy, and that actually led me, like, I'm here now, because yeah, I have to send special shout outs to all those content creators that was here due to the hard times. It's been the past 7 years. Our team's been defeated, and that's the real toughness to make YouTube videos when the team is doing so bad and when you have nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to come onto this platform at a time where the Giants are heading into the right direction. And I can think you agree for yourself if you can say that, Miz. Do you agree? Like,
listen,
you
as a true fan, you stick through your team, man. The Giants had some rough years right here, the last 5-6 years. But you want to know something? The Giants also gave us 2 Super Bowls in 4 years at the beginning of it. And there are teams in this league that hasn't seen a Super Bowl yet. Trust me, I got friends that are fans on the other side of town, So we won't even get into that, to the other team in town. But the Giants are coming out of it. You could see what they're building. We have a young, strong team. The Giants are on the verge. This is a big draft. We need 1, 2, 3 pieces. We need a piece on the O-line, maybe an edge rusher. But the Giants are a strong young team. And let's be honest, man, last year we weren't even supposed to be like win 6 games. And how many games we lost in the last final seconds? I understand they were losses. But if Barkley was healthy last year, you tell me the Giants don't win at least 2 or 3 more games. You tell me. And they would have won a division.
Exactly. And if our offense can feed through Berkeley, if Berkeley's healthy, our offense just needs to go through him. Daniel Jones is a young quarterback. I hate how all these critics, all these mainstream media just doesn't want to give these quarterbacks a chance no more. He needs time to build. He needs time to get adjusted. This guy, correct me if I'm wrong, Miz, but this guy had 3 different offensive coordinators his first 3 seasons in the league. You can't just expect this guy to magically go and be a Patrick Mahomes. There's the reason why we call those special players. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you can go look at Drew Brees' numbers. You can go look at all the greats, Peyton Manning's numbers. Go look at John Elway numbers. All these greats that we talk about, that we put up there, their first seasons in the league is not really. You go look at their first couple of seasons. If San Diego thought Drew Brees was going to amount to Drew Brees, do you think San Diego would have traded Drew Brees? You know what I'm saying? So it's all about giving these quarterbacks time. And I'm tired of these mainstream media saying that Daniel Jones can't play football, because obviously he can. We know, as Giants fans can. We know what the Giants did in 2007. I'm not saying we're going to go back there this year, but all I'm saying is we're heading in the right direction. Offense needs to feed through Berkeley. And, guys, well, as Giants fans, it's a good time. It's a good time to be a Giants. And I just wanted to get into, before we go into some of the draft picks and stuff like that, I wanted to just cover a few free agents. So one person that I wanted to ask you, Miz, that you kind of would think, if you have any opinion on him, is Reggie Ragland. I really don't know that much about Reggie Ragland, so I was hoping that you can educate me and the audience on a little bit more about Reggie Ragland. If he's just one of those guys that's gonna be a good not a starter, but just a good guy that's gonna come in and make some good plays to give some of the starter guys some of the rest. Do you feel that Reggie Ragland is gonna be a good fit for this team? I know that was just a random name I just thrown out, but I'm looking at all these free agents, and that's someone I don't really know that much about.
Reggie Ragland was, I believe, if we're talking about the right guy, Reggie Ragland was a beast, a stud for Alabama in college.
Mm-hmm.
He was a stud, very physical linebacker, one of the guys that stood out in his years over there. And I believe he came into the league and he's played for Detroit and Kansas City.
Exactly. And
he hasn't lived up to that college level, but I think he had injuries. He might have had an injury. And
I think he did have an injury, because when I didn't mean to put you on the spot like this, but
right.
I just feel like us Giants fans, we all we all can do a good job on educating each other. And when I was going over these free agents lists, I seen your Kyle Rudolphs, I seen your Kenny Galladay's, and I'm like, we can talk about Kenny Galladay, we can talk about Kyle Rudolph, but I seen this Reggie Ragland, and I think you're right on that. It says here that he was a Lion, and that he may have got injured, but hopefully all the people that we bring in free agency can make a good can help us. We don't need we don't need them to be all pros. We just need them to do their job and get the job done. And I believe in this coaching staff. I believe the Miz believes in this coaching staff. We believe in Gettleman. And as long as they come in and do their jobs, would we want Kenny Galladay to go off for 1,400 yards? Of course, but at the end of the day, if Kenny Galladay just comes in and does his job, if Adoree Jackson just comes in and does his job, if Kyle Rudolph just comes in and does their job, if John Ross, so on and so forth, if they just come in and do their job, I think we're going to be headed in the right place. Is there anything that you want to cover with free agents before you get into the draft? I'll let you hand it over to you.
I just wanted to say, people have to understand that if you understand football and how it works, you see a guy like Rudolph is 6'6". Galladay is what, 6'4", 6'5", right?
Exactly.
We're talking about two big guys. We're trying to get back to what we were when we won 2 Super Bowls, when you had Plexico, Shockey, a couple of these big guys, big physical guys on the field. So when you have, and if he's healthy, if you have a healthy Barkley in the backfield, and you got a big octopus going downfield like Galladay, and you got 2 tight ends like Ingram and Rudolph that you could put on each side of the line, you tell me, man, how are you? You're going to have a tough time defending this offense, because when you run the ball and you have to put 8 in the box against Barkley. We all know when he's healthy what he could do, okay? And you put 8 in the box and leave Galladay one-on-one downfield, good luck. And if you're going to back up into a prevent with your secondary and put less guys in the box, we're just going to physically smash mouth the ball right up the middle of the field. And we all know Barkley, if he gets a small hole, he's gone. And I'm expecting a fresh, healthy Barkley. I don't buy into the knee. Man, he's young. Okay, he's young and he's strong. And not many people in this league work out the way he does.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. And I just wanted to say, what's up, Chris? What's up, Raymond, in the chat? My bad, guys. I didn't have the chat up. If you guys want to call in, the link is up above. I'll post it right now. You guys can come all. You guys are
I don't see
more
the
than
chat.
welcome to call in.
Please.
I think it's on the Streamlab thing on the side on comments if you want to go. Chris says, what's up, guys? 14 days. Yes, 14 days to go. We can't wait. You know what I'm saying?
That's my boy right there, Chris
What's up,
Bucco.
Chris? Let's get it.
And
Shout
my
out
boy
to Chris.
Bucco. I see him every day in Staten Island.
Let's
He's a big-time Jets fan, and he's dreaming of Wilson at 2. So I hope he gets him because I know that would make him happy.
I think Zach Wilson is the right fit for the Jets at 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that much about the quarterbacks coming out. I mean, like I did my research, but I didn't do that much more research than I did because obviously the Giants are not going to select the quarterback. But what I can say where I rank my quarterbacks is obviously Trevor Lawrence number 1, and I would put Zach Wilson number 2. I put Justin Fields number 3, with Trey Lance number 4, and Mac Jones number 5. The only reason why I put Mac Jones as number 5 because I believe he's more of a system quarterback. I mentioned San Francisco taking Mac Jones in one of my videos I posted on my channel, but just because Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to just take chances. He just wants a system quarterback, but we're not going to go into Mac Jones of San Francisco right now. But basically, I think Zach Jones is a perfect quarterback. If you just ask me, out of all those quarterbacks, who I think is going to have the best NFL career, I would say Trey Lance. If you ask me why, I just say I have a feeling. I don't have any knowledge behind that, so that's just my opinion. But I truly believe that Zach Wilson will be a good fit. You have any comments on him?
Yeah, but the quarterbacks,
the Jets.
It's almost a given to me. Lawrence is a Jaguar. We know that. And I got told my friend Chris, and we talk all the time. Chris is one of the biggest, most intense football fans there is, man. He's very knowledgeable. Also, we got to get him up in here. But Lawrence will go to the Jaguars. Lawrence can be great, but the problem is certain organizations have a history of ruining people, and the Jaguars are one of them. So I would be worried about that. Wilson is a perfect match to the Jets. I mean, it's obvious, but they just look like a good match. A young team with a lot of draft picks, bring in a young quarterback and start over. Not that Sam was a bad guy, but sometimes a marriage ends and it's time to split your ways, and it's better for both. And I think Sam will be happy and actually be good in Carolina, where there's not a lot of media attention,
It gives him a chance to kind of get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? When you are in New York, I'm not from New York. I'm from California, born in, I'm from Hawaii and stuff like that, living in Cali now. But at the end of the day, I can see the pressure of New York when you're a young quarterback. Look at the response we got for drafting the Giants got for drafting Daniel Jones. Just when you go into smaller organizations like Carolina Panthers, these players do interviews in these media rooms. Maybe you might have a handful of people rather than the whole room filled with media questions, media reporters, and stuff like that. So just able for Sam Darnold to get back to the roots of football, I think that'll ground him. And I think Sam Darnold could play in this league. He could be an NFL starting quarterback in this league. I think that maybe Matt Rule would be the right fit for him, and we'll see what happens in the draft. And hopefully they build a good team around him.
Zion, let me ask you a question. You live in California, right?
Yes.
And people who know me, right, including one of my best friends who's a big Niners fan out here. I grew up in the 80s with the Giants and Niners as the two biggest enemies in football. So I hate their guts. So the thing is, like, listen, man, it's just because I grew up in that rivalry. It was a huge rivalry. But let me ask you, and you live out there, so you hear things. Well, who are the Niners drafting 3?
So I live in the middle of San Francisco and Los Angeles. So I sadly I have a lot of I see a lot of Cowboy fans around here because where I'm at, the Cowboys come train in the off season, yeah. So there's actually a lot of Cowboys here, and the talks on San Francisco. When I talk to can you repeat that question? I kind of make sure I answer it right. Just my overall thoughts on the hearsay about San Francisco. Is that what you're basically saying?
San Francisco, you live out there, so I don't know if you hear anything more than we do on the East Coast about the Niners. The ESPN makes up a lot of stories, so you can't believe it. Tuesday it's Mac Jones, Wednesday it's Fields, Thursday they're bringing back Joe Montana. So who are you hearing out there living in that state?
Well, when I watch mainstream media, I believe it's probably just the same shows that you're watching. I don't really watch anything special to California. But what I can say when I talk to my friends that are Niners fans, they really want Justin Fields as the quarterback. They think that Justin Fields is going to be the right fit. They think that Justin Fields is like he's like a Sam Darnold. Sorry, he's like a Josh Allen, like a Patrick Mahomes, just willing to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? They want that speed, they want that mobility. As far as anything in the mainstream media, I can say it's just probably about the same. Like your NFL Nows of the world, your First Takes of the world. I kind of I love watching those shows. They entertain me, but they can be poison also. They hate on the Giants so much, and it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Dallas. Okay, what has Dallas done? Really, we give them every opportunity to take this division. Every opportunity. We was gone for 6 years, gone for 7 years. Like what is Dallas doing? They had
nothing,
arguably
bro, nothing.
arguably one of the
Nothing.
best. Oh yeah, arguably one of the best offensive linemen in football. They couldn't do anything with it, and
Nothing.
they're gonna give like Dak Prescott. The Cowboys had the best free agents. See, because they got back Dak Prescott. Like, are you guys serious? Like,
They can have him, man. He's good. He's a solid quarterback, but they can have him. They don't scare me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you, and like with the Eagles getting rid of Vince, like just the tumbling of that organization. The only team in our division that really scares me is the Redskins, and it's only because their defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's why I wanted to actually talk to you about Micah Parsons, because I know you're a big fan of him. And
no way, we were gonna get there. We were gonna get there.
If we get to Micah Parsons, I mean, like who's gonna stop our D really? Well, not only like this is just my opinion. Correct me, like don't correct me because it's my opinion. But all I have to say is, guys, if we get Michael Parsons, our defense could be elite, top 5 defense in the league, not only in the division. Think about it. We have a good up front. We have a good up front. We have arguably one of the best secondaries already. You add Michael Parsons, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you get in on him if you wanted to talk Michael Parsons. Give your take on Michael Parsons, because I know you're a big fan of him.
I wanted to say that. First, I'm going to say, don't worry about the ESPN and all the TV channels that they hate on New York teams because it brings in the most ratings. They know New York fans are passionate and more people live here than anywhere else. That's where they get their ratings from. They like to tease the Giant fans. Listen, all 4 Super Bowls we won, let me tell you something. We flew under the radar. They didn't recognize us. We're not good. We're not even a playoff team. So I like going that way. Let Dallas have all the fame. Let Dallas be the circus Broadway show that Jerry Jones likes it to be. But he don't build a team the right way to win a championship. 26 years. That's all I got to say. And they still aren't building that defense. They should take Pitts in the draft. I will love that. Because, again, you have no defense. I hope Pitts could play cornerback. But we get into Micah Parsons, man.
Get into him.
And everyone who knows me know I'm crazy. My friend Chris Bucco, I talk about him all the time. Micah Parsons, he could be taken before us, maybe by Denver, but Micah Parsons, to me, is a special player, man. This guy, I'm telling you, if I'm wrong, people can stick to me. This guy is going to be one of the best defenders to come out in the last decade, man. He's better than White, who Tampa Bay drafted, who I wanted in the draft. So I think Micah Parsons, when you line him up off the edge, if you watch my video earlier today, when you line Parsons off the edge as a stand-up linebacker in the 3-4-D, and he's allowed to viciously blitz the quarterback, he can viciously blitz a quarterback off the edge, up the middle, off the other edge. He's anywhere in the 7. You don't know where he is in that front 7. The quarterback has to come out the huddle and has to locate him before he can even go into his play. I'm not saying nobody will ever be Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor is the GOAT.
Greatest of all time.
But he's going to play that style of football. And he's going to line up on the outside and viciously, like a lion out of a cage for a steak, go get him on the height, right after the quarterback, man. And he doesn't have to cover, because let's be honest, people. The Giants have one of the best cover secondaries in football. That's not what you're bringing him here for.
That's not
bringing him here to be a line of scrimmage criminal, and he's gonna disrupt the whole football game. And you got Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Lorenzo Carter's coming back on the other side. We could have a loaded line with a guy like Parsons, man. And that's why I want him, because I believe when you're a feared defense, one of the best in the league, that brings championships, man. We've seen it before. Our defense have won us 4 Super Bowls with one on defense. Bring in this beast. I don't care.
How much points did the Patriots score in 2007? 2008? Yeah, how much points? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. 14. How much points did they score in 2012?
17.
Defense wins championships. You don't see that. You don't see that. Seattle, Colorado run it up. You know what I'm
No, I'll
saying?
go back further than you. 1990, the Buffalo Bills were the best offense in football for 5 years, and the Giants locked them down in 19 points, 20-19. How did they do it? They played they played physical defense, and they ran the ball and held time of possession for 40 minutes. That's how you beat an offense like that. You keep them on the bench. And we
Exactly.
have that, man. But we need this leader, this vicious linebacker, because we haven't had one in a long time that
Last time
not
we
only plays physical.
put the linebacker in the draft was what, Cole Banks. If correct me if I'm wrong. You know, that was ages
That's
ago.
the
That was
last first round linebacker we
yeah,
drafted.
that first time. Yeah,
That's
first
the
round. Sorry.
80s, man. That's the
80s.
80s.
It's over 25 years ago, guys.
It's time.
Yeah.
You don't always get a type of linebacker of this caliber. This guy,
Mm-hmm.
the guy will make our defense one of the best in the league, man. It'll be so physical. Like, you're gonna have to worry about our defense so much. There aren't that many great defenses in the league. I want to build a Giants defense that we have historically been known for. Time to get back to that. And what usually does it? The guy that people are usually scared of is a scary, vicious, physical linebacker who's going to demand everyone around him give their all on every play or he'll slap them. And he's intimidating because he's vicious. He's a leader. We need that, man. You have two leaders on us. You have him and Martinez.
And you just brought up a good point. In your video, if he hasn't checked out Miz's channel, make sure you guys go check that out. Even if you guys are watching it afterwards, great content, talks that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned a good point where you say that Gil Kim out of the NFL cleared him from all his charges. So this guy is cleared. You know what I'm saying? Talking Giants, shout out to not talking Giants, Fireside Giants, shout out to Talking Giants too. He Talking Giants. If you guys want to go check out him, he breaks down tape. That's really good. And also getting back to Michael Parsons, yeah, when you Fireside Giants, shout out to them too. They did a good take on him yesterday too. Gilcam, when you're young, you do shit. We're not gonna get into it right now, but he's cleared on all charges. We got players that's playing in the NFL right now that was there in that locker room with him. So what it is just a prospect coming out that everybody just wants to say, just to talk shit on his name. You know what I'm saying? We see this every year. We've seen it with Larry Tunsil coming out. We see this every year. There's always someone where the media is just gonna mix up. We just talked about the media. The media is gonna mix up some stuff, and we see it every year. So I think that if he falls to us at 11. I think we grab him and just shade on you. We just ride that train.
Like Kim Jones basically reported yesterday, a high ranked scout in the Giants organization told her if Parsons is there at 11, it's going to be almost impossible to pass him by.
Yeah,
that's how type of player that is. I get it. I get the Smith, the Waddles. I get those sexy receivers, those toys. I know they're fun. But that's not what we need right now, because you get this linebacker if he's there. You have a defensive end, Aziz, who I'm high on, and I know my friend Chris is, and he's going to turn into a real deal physical freak edge rusher. Or you take Slater, because we're one big piece on the O-line away from building a real good seal the deal on this O-line, because you don't want to go into the season with all the weapons and Daniel Jones is running for his life, man, because the season will be ruined. You all saw what happened to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl when they lost 2 or 3 of their offensive linemen. O-line, D-line, the trenches. That's where you win championships.
I wanted to ask you too. Like, I know that you have Micaiah Parsons really high on your board, and me personally, I do have him on mine too. But I do also, I'm having a hard time on picking him between him and Waddle and Slater and Devontae Smith. I kind of just have a cluster F of all of them into the same bunch. And whatever we get at 11, I'm happy. But I want to ask you, where do you rank? Say, like, I'm just gonna give you an example. What happens if Detroit comes out and they take Micaiah? Who do you want to see? Who's kind of like your second, your third, your fourth, if you have a fifth of players that you kind of want to see us take if that number one stud could be generational Micaiah Parsons is gone?
See, I'm an old school guy, and I'm gonna go defense or O-line. I don't care about the receivers. I know they're great receivers. Unless Pitts is at 11, that's the only guy I would
got you.
bypass everybody for is Pitts, because I think Pitts is, people use generational or this guy's historic. Well, this guy really is going to be a great player, and he's unstoppable. But he's not going to be there. He's not.
He's going to be gone.
So if it's not Parsons, I like Aziz a lot. I like Aziz a lot from
Would
Georgia.
you want to like say like if I know trades don't come out, you know they don't come out handy. Like you gotta have a team to trade with the team, right? So say like if the
And you
Patriots,
got to have a quarterback there in order to have a trade, man.
so like
So
say
Mac
like
Jones has to fall to 11.
Mac Jones, so there's 5 quarterbacks, right? Say for gets taken, say we're sitting at 11, someone wants to trade up. Do you feel like you're comfortable trading back down, or do you feel like if you see a player
Yeah.
like Tucker, you don't mind taking a Tucker at 11? Because I have to go do research of
Tucker's
this
a
guy
big
because
piece.
when I was looking at Tucker, I like your take because you kind of believe in a coaching stuff, right? So in a sense of I believe too, it starts up front. It all starts with the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. You've seen it in the Super Bowl. You've seen Patrick Mahomes once for his life because his lineman got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So it all starts up front. So I do like your take on that, and I would want to go into more research on other offensive line that could be there in the later rounds, and you're going to see that content come on my channel a little bit later. And I want you guys to know, we're not ending this right now, but I do want you guys to know right now that the next time we do this live, we're going to be on the Miz's channel, and we're just going to be doing this. We'll try to do this more frequently. We'll talk off screen to come up with a schedule, but we're here just trying to bring you guys great knowledge, great takes. What's up, Jersey Life? I appreciate you stopping by. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you want to cover?
Yeah, guys, check out one of my guys. He's a very new, upcoming guy. LA Sports. I know you've seen him around. LA Sports.
Shout out
He's
to LA
Lucas.
Sports.
He's north of the border in Canada, man. I got a chance to talk to him. A good guy. He's not on here now because I believe he had a class or something. But
Nice.
he said he would be in the next one. But yeah, check him out. He's new. LA Sports. But what I wanted to say was, listen, there's a lot of offensive linemen, man, and a guy like Davis. Wyatt Davis around 42, or Leatherwood from Alabama, a big guard. You got a lot of guys out there. I know Telvin Jenkins is a monster. He's probably going to go somewhere around maybe 23 to the Jets, somewhere in the early 20s, late teens. He's a beast. Listen, man, if Slater's there at 11 and Gettleman wants to grab him to solidify this O-line, I'll be very happy. I cannot question that. Even if Parsons is on the board and you want to go with Slater, because listen, you're feeling a big need here. This is a big piece. We cannot go in this season and have Jones on his back all year and people cry that, oh, he's not the guy, he's not good. Meanwhile, he never got a fair chance to step into his throws.
And I wanted to just point out some stuff too. Like I like to say on my channel too is you guys want to go out there, you guys want to do your research, use all the sources that you guys can use. But what I like to do too is I'm on every website there is online. All of us Giants fans we're like junkies. You know what I'm saying? I would like to call in. What was my question? What's up, Mister? I don't want to slay that word. How would you say that, Miss? Benesa, what's up, Mr. Benesa?
Well, he hit it right on the money, man. I like it. Parsons or Slater. Those are the two guys that the Giants are probably all over.
Exactly. If you bring in any one of those guys, that'd be absolutely awesome. We can bring them in, and the receiving class is so deep, guys, that don't get me wrong. I want a receiver. I would want a Waddle. I would want a Devontae Smith. But if you can get a generational player, I'm gonna say it, a generational player like Micaiah Parsons, and we can get a player like Slater out there, might as well just take it. We can go and we can get a bunch of receivers. What I was just about to get into too is I want you guys to go out there. I want you guys to do your research, gather your own sources. But what I try to do too is I try to buy draft magazines. These draft magazines, they might be they might be not all the best, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they do a good job on breaking down players to see what players are gonna go in the draft. You know what I'm saying? There's updates every time. So you go on sources, you go and you find your own information, whether it be online, whether it be YouTube videos, wherever it be, because the more information is key and knowledge. We're all like junkies. The draft is coming up in 14 days and we all can't wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Let's say Slater falls to us and we go Slater at 11.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about a trade back for a moment. But you get Slater at 11. Who do you want? Who do you want at 42? We're at 42 now, and we need an edge rusher. So I got a name on my mind.
I'll let you say your name, because if we take Slater at 11, I have names we can go on receiver. I have names we can go edge rusher. I would want to just say take the best player there at the time. So if you see an edge rusher I wouldn't even be mind. I wouldn't even mind like if we see an edge rusher that we really like, we take him there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want us to go and just because we need an edge rusher, we're gonna take an edge rusher. If you see one there and maybe they're not rating as high as your Marshalls of the world, maybe they're not rating as high. I think Bateman's gonna be con, but maybe they're not rating as high as some of these receivers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I just want them to take the best available player. Is there any edge rusher that you would really want them to take?
Yeah, there is. Just 1 second. I want to my little baby niece. I love her to death. She's in the chat. Her name is Claire. All right, that's my baby little Hayeli.
What's up,
11-year-old beautiful girl, and believe it or not, she's a big Giants fan. She's seen a Super Bowl, and there are fans that are 55 that haven't. Ain't that funny?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Lions been waiting for 67 years. I'm not to hate on the line, but we got some teams there. Like when it's funny because we had that call-in show with the Hub about he had us on his show. Hub, shout out to the Hub, the greatest Giants of all times, and we can come up with the list. We can come up with a list of Giants. You know what I'm saying? Oh. So the thing is too, we have a list of players that have been great to this organization, right? You got teams like the Texans that you can count 5. You know what I'm saying? You got teams. It's sad to say, like, there's teams where it hasn't really worked out. So I'm so great to be a fan of a great organization, a 5-class organization, a first-class organization, the New York Giants.
Yeah, you got organizations that are a disaster, man. Detroit is a mess. The Texans right now are lost in the dark, man. They don't have a clue what they're doing. But you said a guy in the second round at 42, and the guy on my mind, and if you know Tim
Smith, for me.
He was talking about it the other day, but I brought him up about 3 weeks ago. And Ronnie Perkins, man. Ronnie Perkins is a beast defensive end, man, all around physical. And not only can he play defensive end in a 4-3, he could be a stand-up linebacker in a 3-4. He plays both roles. And I would like, if we are at 42 and we did take an O-lineman already, that's the guy I would aim for. Another guy that a lot of people aren't high on, but I think he's better than people are giving him credit for. And if he was there at 42, you take him. And that's Russo from Miami Hurricanes. Because I know a lot of people don't like him and there's things wrong and blah, blah, blah. He had 15 sacks 2 years ago. You don't get that by mistake. He's 6'7". He's a freak and reminds me of a young JPP or a Javon Curse back in the day. And when you have coaches like we do, he will be coached up. And that's big. Some teams in the league got coaches like that. Some don't. We do. Joe Judge is that coach. Graham is that coach. What's up, Hakeem? I see you, my brother.
What's good, guys?
Hakeem's hiding out in there. This guy's a diehard Eagles fan. Diehard.
Thank you for joining. What's up? Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment. What's up, Mr. Finish your breakfast. I like that. Sorry to interrupt, Miss. I'll let you continue. Hey, I'm new to this, guys. This is our first time, so I didn't even know you can click on these comments. So I'm clicking on comments. I'm gonna show you guys comments. We got Gil in the background. I think Gil wanted to come in. I told him he was a homie of mine. I told him, hey, I'll be live today. Come call in. I'm gonna be linking the link down. I want you guys to call in. Awesome.
And Mr. Finish, I know a lot of fans thinking like that, but I'm telling you, Russo, I'm not telling you he's a for sure stud or a star, but he needs to be coached up. But I wouldn't just throw him in the garbage like some people do. And if he's still there on the board at 42, you go up to the podium and you take that guy because Russo could be coached up into a real deal defensive end, man. 6'7", long arms, freak. Okay, he had 15 sacks 2 years ago. Again, you don't get 15 sacks, don't land in your lap by accident.
Exactly.
What's up, Tim? Tim is in the house. Tim's a big-time veteran of the football world. I don't know if you know Tim. Very good guy. He has a video every morning. He had one this morning.
I have to
and
go check him out. I'm
he's
new
in
to
there,
the whole
man. He's in
YouTube
there.
thing, so I will check all of these channels out. I know Online Big Blue. I believe I checked them out. But all of you guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining us today. You know, we're new at this. We're gonna grow. We're gonna get better, and we just love to bring you guys great content. We want to just build a community where you guys can call in. And we're all in this. All content creators. We have the best content creators on YouTube. New York Giants has the best content creators on YouTube, and we're all a unit. We're all a family. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we really appreciate it.
Get on this guy. Get on this guy's page. He's new and he's coming. And that's why I got on the show with him today.
Yo. So I was bringing Gil. Yo, Gil.
Can you guys hear me?
Yo, yeah, we can hear you. How you doing, man? What's up, Gil?
How you doing, man?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Unmute it. There should be a volume.
I tried unmuting it. I've done everything I can.
Do you have headphones? Headphones?
It should be a little
Dude,
something.
this guy looks like Joe Rogan's cousin or something.
Plug in. You say you look like Joe Rogan's cousin. I don't know if you take that as a
No,
compliment.
look down the bottom of your screen. There should be an unmute
I'm
button.
trying to read your lips, brother.
Connection problems.
Unmute.
I tried unmuting it. Wait, let me see.
Well, figure it out. Try to put on earphones or anything, and we'll get you when you have it. All right?
Well, we can hear you, so
We can hear
you
you.
want to ask a question.
Oh, I don't have earphones.
Oh, you don't have.
That's
so-
why.
Put on
Stupid.
earphones, we'll get you back.
Try to figure it out. Come back to us, please.
That was Gil, guys. That was Gil. They can't. I like this one, Tim. I can't complain. Eating some spaghetti and meatballs at the moment. I love that. You guys chose to watch us while you eat your guys' dinner, man. That means the world to me. You guys could be out there watching NFL Network. You guys could be out there watching ESPN. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That means a lot, guys. Thank you so much. Jersey Life says no tacos. I like it. Yeah, keep the chat going.
Chris
Keep
the
the chat
coin.
going. Yeah, have Chris.
Try to get
call
my
in.
boy the coin. He's a big Jets fan. We could talk a little about that.
Yeah.
Listen, the Jets need some love too. It's been rough. Oh, my boy Pre is in. I haven't seen Pre in a few years. Grew up with him on the basketball courts of Brooklyn, man. Pre, what's up, Pre? Pre's a big football guy, very big basketball guy also, but he knows his football. He's a very intelligent, smart, mature guy, man.
Nice.
I told him about the stream tonight. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. He took to the Giants a few years ago. I think he's been on the Giants wagon since, and he's been waiting with the rest of us. And I think the team is finally coming along, man. I mean, I'm so excited for this year, man. It's been so many bad years, and I mean, the Giants are knocking on the door. I mean, we know it, and you also know it when you're getting hate from all over the place. You know you become relevant again.
Exactly. When the media been hating on us, they talk all this nonsense. I look at them sometimes like, do you guys even watch the games? And we got Tim calling in, so we're gonna bring Tim into the stream. Well, Tim, Tim, talk to us. Talk all this nonsense.
This guy Tim right here. Let me tell you something. That's a legend.
There.
We got Tim.
This guy Tim right here is a legend. He's one of the people that got me started with this.
I don't know about a legend.
Legend.
I think legendary is better way to put it.
Talk to us, Tim. What about this media talking nonsense about the Giants, always hating on us? Just the floor is yours, my friend.
What do you mean the media's always hating on us? Pro Football Focus just loves the Giants. They love everything they do. Daniel Jones is the greatest quarterback, though. He's invented sliced bread, man. He's got the best deep ball pass that they've ever seen. The Giants' offensive line is only 30th ranked overall, and beyond that, we're awesome. Yeah, I don't understand ESPN,
Get it.
Pro Football Focus. I can't say that I'm saying the Giants are going to go to the playoffs this year, but I have a feeling we're going to go as far as Daniel Jones can take us. I think the deal will be fine, except that we have to worry about the linebacking cores. We got to worry about Adoree Jackson coming back from an ACL injury. You got to worry the fact that we don't have an edge, but that's what the draft is for. But like I said, beyond that, I mean, I've never understood the media's perspective, especially ESPN. I mean, they literally seem to have an axe to grind. I think they're still upset that we beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl twice.
I think so too.
No, I think they still upset. I think they're still upset that we didn't draft Haskins, and we traded away their media darling Odell. I think it still bothers them until today. And that's the facts, man. And you know that they don't like Gettleman. They have a little feud going on. So,
Well,
hey, it is what it is.
You got to remember, Gettleman hasn't been what we would refer to as the most proficient GM the last couple of years. So, I mean, I think there's somewhat of an issue with that right now. So, I mean, hey, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. So,
I'm about. Listen, I'm going to support my guy, my team, and I'm about that. Let's get him in and have his one more year here. Let's see what happens. Because if the Giants turn into a playoff team and they win a playoff game, Gettleman's going to pretty much be laughing at them next year, you know? Because then you're headed in a direction northward.
I hope so. Hey, Jersey Life, are you quoting The Sandlot? Because that's a quote from the movie The Sandlot. A lot of these people are not going to remember what that is because it's the fact that it's an older movie, but Jersey's not as old as I am, but he's hopefully he's not quoting The Sandlot, or maybe I'm just that old.
No. I like to say you guys are OGs, original geniuses. That knowledge to the talk of the Giants, you know, just NFL in general. What is up, Adam? Thank you for joining the stream. We're here just chilling, talking the state of the New York Giants. We're just talking the overall, whatever you guys want to talk to us. Talk to us about.
I wanted to say,
call in.
I wanted to say about, well, Tim said something he had a good video earlier today. And that's one thing, man. The younger generation doesn't know. You don't compare anybody to Lawrence Taylor. Because if you do that, you shouldn't watch football. No. You miss the greatest player in football history. The most, we could definitely say this, the most feared player in football history, man. Now, when I bring up Parsons, I don't say he's Lawrence Taylor, but I could see him playing that style of football, stand up, blitzing, edge rusher off the edge. And I really want that. And I think he's going to be one hell of a player. Lawrence Taylor, no, but he's going to be a hell of a player.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, unless the maturity issues are going to be factored in, but you never know. I mean, you never know what's going to, I mean, the only thing that concerns me is you speak to someone like Eli Apple. You know, the red flag with him wasn't talent besides the fact that he gets too handsy on the receiver, but the fact was he was extremely immature, which kind of showed itself throughout his Giant career, even with everything that was going on with his mom. When your mom's got to drop you off at work your first day, I got a lot of red flags with that one. And some of the issues that Parsons has been a little bit different. I mean, he technically incited a riot in college. In high school by yelling gun in the cafeteria. I mean, he had another point in time, he's part of the hazing lawsuit that's going on right now in Penn State. I mean, and they said that he's matured now.
They said all charges were dropped. I don't know, they said
just because the charges are dropped didn't mean you didn't do it. Like they always say, an indictment is not a conviction, but it's still an indictment.
What's up, Chris Bucco? What's up, Chris's friend Adam? How you guys doing? Welcome to this football chat. I know you guys are big Jets fans. You're welcome to ask Jets questions.
Please.
Take that also.
Any team's questions here?
I'll answer the Jets questions, all of them right now. The Jets suck. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to another team now.
Real fast. We talked about the Jets, and no. Honestly, the Jets. You guys are in a good position. You know, going forward, you guys got a good defensive mind in there as you guys head coach. So we'll see what you guys do. If you guys do take Zach Wilson, obviously Tim was right. You guys are trash, but I'm just hating. I'm just joking. You guys.
No, you're not. You could be honest.
Yeah.
Listen, I tell those guys. Okay. I know
man.
Chris is my best boy. I'm in the gym with him every other day. He's a diehard Jets fan, man. He sits here all night long watching, and he takes to heart what these guys on TV are saying. All these clowns on ESPN. I don't know why, but the thing is, the Jets have 2 years full of. They are loaded with draft picks. This is their 2 years right here. Now, if they don't build it in the next 2 to 3 years, I don't know if he's ever going to see a ring. I tell him that all the time. This is it right here. Douglas is a good GM. He knows what he's doing. You're going to put all your stock in Wilson. It better work out. You better go get some offensive linemen for him.
He said Smith, Judge's Life, shout out Judge's Life 86. He said Smith or Poison, there's no other way. You guys thoughts about that? I know we've been talking about both of them, and we've been talking about a lot about Poisons, but you guys have your thoughts about Smith. What happens if there's a scenario where Slater's gone, where Poisons is gone? And do you guys see us taking Smith if he's there?
Well, I'll tell you this: if Slater's gone, I'm throwing a party. Because there's no way I want, and I think everyone knows if anyone's watching my videos, there's no way in hell I want Slater. He's Eric Flowers 2.0. When you have an issue with ducking your head at the point of contact, that's a dangerous way to play on the offensive line. Now,
yeah, if we can try
Tim, you're the only guy I hear. You're the only guy I hear that really does. You're not even iffy about him. You do not like him.
Exactly, and that's why I wanted
the only guy that also
wanted
picked
to get on
Thomas
that
last year.
I'll let you have the floor because I'm new here, and I believe I need to go sub to your channel. I promote it right here. Please, guys, go sub to Tim. Great content. I believe I just subbed to it, so go watch his videos. I know I will be after this stream. So the research I've been doing and the talk of all the most of the Giants channels that I watch is we like Rashad Slater. I personally, when I'm looking at it, when I'm seeing things, I think he could be a really good tackle in this draft, tackle or guard, wherever we choose to put him. So what's your thoughts on him? I haven't really had anybody I see, I've watched said that about him, so I need to go really check out your channel. I love to hear that.
The problem
is yours.
The problem with Slater is I'm not concerned about his arm length.
Okay.
Because Sewell is having the same problem right now with his arm length. He's the whole Justin Pugh issue. Justin Pugh had the same problems. I worry about his quickness and his ability and his explosiveness. The fact that I feel like he needs to be moved into the interior of the line. You got to put him in the guard position. Plus, you never want to draft 2 tackles 2 years in a row. I mean, you're just literally asking for trouble, not only in your cap, but then you're kind of saying to yourself, well, you know what? We may have swung and missed at Andrew Thomas. And like I was saying before, when you're ducking your head at the point of contact, I can't see anything. So immediately I'm susceptible to a swim move, and I'm not watching the body motion. So the problem is, yeah, people are seeing him and projecting him, but it's like he was nowhere to be found at the beginning of 2020. He's
just obviously now the media is pumping him. Everybody's pumping him up. You know what I'm saying?
He's not Mike Mamula, back in the day, who was the poster boy for the Combine Warrior. But I can go do my research on that. I can see him being
We're bringing in Jersey Life 86. I'm sorry, Tim. Jersey Life 86 is in with us. Go ahead, Tim. Finish what you were saying.
That's Jersey Mike. You can leave him alone. He's a friend. He's a friend of mine.
What's up, Adam? We'll let you. We want to get your opinion. We'll just let Tim finish. And
all right, that's Chris Bucco's friend, man. Yo, I live with Bucco in the gym, so he told me about you, man. I get on him every day, man. I attack him every day. Yo, Chris, what about the treadmill? Don't be walking out here without a little jogging.
What is going on, Adam?
Like Jersey's life.
I'm like you said, I'm Chris's friend. We talk football. We had a conversation about the draft, almost a 3-hour conversation. Don't tell my bosses because I was doing it during work time, but that's how much we love the draft. And he was talking. He got mad at Anita Marks and called her out, and he had to talk to me. But I'm a huge Giant fan, so I pick up the pieces when the Jets lose, and he does the same for me when the Giants stink. So my question to you guys is, I know the Giants got Galladay. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place on many guys. I like 3 guys.
I am too.
2 on defense and 1 on offense. I love Micah Parsons. I feel like in Patrick Graham's defense, this is what people don't realize. He fits what Graham needs to do, right? Graham needs to blitz his middle linebacker, right? So, and you can put him everywhere. David Mayo last year was playing edge. Imagine if you put Micah Parsons there in that role. You probably have a better run stopper when you're coming off the edge. My second guy that I love is starting to love right now is Kwity Paye. There's something about that guy. He jumps off the tape. He looks like a Giant defensive player. He's a wrecking ball in there. And even though the sack numbers don't look at it, just watch his film. He's running by guys with moves, power, speed. And I'm like, dude, you can put him on inside, outside. Like, I don't want any part of Gregory Rousseau. He, you watch his film, and it's you watch his film, and he's not ready to be a starting D tackle. My last guy that I've starting to really like now is Devontae Smith. There's something about route running these days that allow you to, that would be great to have on that side. Now, I don't know his longevity and how well it's going to portray, but there's something about having Galladay open up the offense and having Smith underneath to kind of take the post routes underneath. I'm a go now, guys. My son's acting up, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
I appreciate you calling in, Adam, and thank you so much. Any of you guys want to take that first?
Listen, Adam's right, man. The last few weeks, I fell in love with Kwity Paye myself. I see a lot of things in Aziz also. And lately, you can't help with everybody talking about Devontae Smith. I started looking into him a lot more, but I can't help. Maybe I'm old school, man. I just can't help saying that a receiver at 11 is just not it. Maybe I'm wrong, Tim. I don't know, man. I just feel like we have bigger needs than a receiver. We put all this money into receivers and free agency. Now we're going to go draft one at 11. But what about the O-line, Tim? It's not complete.
You only paid for one receiving free agency, and I've said this multiple times. If you have a plethora of offensive weapons on the field, that can allow the defense not to stack 7-8 in the box,
Exactly.
which will cure many of your offensive line woes. The run and shoot offense from years ago with Mouse Davis was predicated on multiple receiver sets, and they had terrible offensive lines. Why? Because of the fact that if they can't stack the box, that can mask a lot of your issues in reference to the offensive line itself. And then you also have to remember, you have to hope that the guys you drafted, from Matt to Shane, to Nick Gates moving to center, to Andrew Thomas coming back off the ankle injury, you have to hope that they're going to fulfill some of their promise, or you wasted another draft. So and if a receiver is sitting there, I think Waddle would be the guy that would probably be sitting there at 11. And I've said it before. I mean, if Waddle's sitting there, I would have to think hard and long about passing on him, because of the fact that I've said it a million times, with all these quarterbacks going in the first 4 picks or first 6 picks, we are going to have a top 5 talent drop to the 11th pick, and we are going to get a top 5 talent at the 11th pick price.
Exactly. And just to cover more on that too, for me, I'm happy if we take a Pearsons. I'm happy if we take a Slater. But getting into the receivers, mainly covering Devontae Smith. If Devontae Smith drops to us at 11, I just think what he'll bring. I say this in one of the videos I make. Daniel Jones is not a pocket quarterback. He's not a Tom Brady. Daniel Jones is a mobile quarterback. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't need that perfect offensive line. So if a Slater's gone,
I'm going to correct you that you're wrong on Daniel Jones being a mobile quarterback.
He's not a mobile quarterback. What I meant by that saying is, thank you for correcting me. He can move. He's not set in that pocket. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but if you take a look at his ability, Daniel Jones, the problem with him is, if you even look at his runs, 90% of them were design run plays. He is not Lamar Jackson. He does not have creativity.
Not at all.
He's not Russell Wilson. He cannot. You know what it reminds me of? He reminds me of a point guard that can't create his own shot.
All right, for me, he's nowhere close to the mobility as your Russell Wilson's, the mobility of Lamar Jackson's. But just the case I was trying to make is, we could take a tackle and we could take a guard, but I don't want to reach there, right? So if we have Slater gone, if we have Oregon gone, you know what I'm saying, and we have a Devontae Smith sitting there, I just think that receivers, our offensive line was the main reason why we couldn't really get the ball out. But all they did was stack the box last year too. And even when Barkley was in there, even when Barkley was out. But if you look at it, like, the receivers couldn't separate. Sterling plays better football in the slot. So if you can get Sterling back in the slot, you have a Kenny Golladay running at you. You have a Devontae Smith running at you. You had a Sterling Shepard running at you, and then you got Evan Ingram. Hopefully he can have a comeback season, contract year, ball out of control, and then a Kyle Rudolph, and then you got Barkley, and not even talking about Daniel Jones' legs yet. We're not even talking about his legs yet. So if there's a Slater, if there's an Oregon somehow, if some miracle Pennis who's not going to be there, but if there's a tackle, yes, let's get him. If there's a Micaiah Pearsons, I believe that'll be a generational player on defense. But that's my only way of taking a Devontae Smith there, because I don't want to reach for a player that's not there. And to talk about Kwity Paye, I can see us taking Kwity Paye. I needed to go do more research on that guy per se, but I can see him if we find a team to trade up with. I don't value him in that pick 11. If you guys feel different, you guys can go into that.
Throw the link back in the chat. I got a couple friends in Brooklyn that suddenly want to call now.
Gucci.
All right, but just throw it up in there for my friend Chris. What's up, Chris? That's Chris Chicken. I grew up in Brooklyn with. He's in Staten Island now, big time. This kid played starting basketball for Lincoln High School in Brooklyn. He was a big ball player, and unfortunately, he's a big Cowboys fan. But he's never a jerk about it. But the thing is, what I wanted to say, Kwity Paye, man. I want Kwity Paye is a tank. Kwity Paye is a tank. He fits more of a 4-3 defense, so I don't know how he would do with us. He's not a pure quarterback edge rusher. He is unbelievable at stopping the run. Now, can he form into the other thing and be both? I think he can. They say he's the most ready defensive end in the draft, but again, he hasn't shown much production on rushing the quarterbacks. He is a beast. He is a tank, and he isn't a grown man. He's not a kid. So I like him a lot. I think the guy that the Giants love and fits us a lot more, if it's not Parsons, is Aziz. He's a freak off the edge. He's a quarterback rusher, and he's extremely physical. I'm not saying go get him at 11, but and another guy I love, I said it earlier that Tim had a video on the other day. I love Perkins, man. I know not at 11, but I love Perkins. He looks like an all-around beast. He could play the 4-3 or the 3-4. He could play stand-up linebacker or defensive end hand in the dirt. And he's real good. So if you go offensive line or receiver at 11, you look for Perkins. One other guy that you can get at 42, Tim, I don't know what you think about him. You heard of him from Wake Forest, Boschman?
Heard the name. I haven't done any research on him yet.
All-around defensive end, man. Pass rusher and a run stopper, man. So there are guys in this draft that are a little hidden. Just because you don't hear all these big names at the top 15 and you hear about them in the second round doesn't mean they won't be as good or better than those guys that are at 11 or 14, you know? You never know.
No, you never.
About receivers, I feel we could get a receiver second, third round. There are a lot of receivers, man. You got to blow your 11 pick on one.
Tim, you got to answer.
I'm big on needs, man. What's up, Eugene? Another one of my boys.
All I'm gonna say is everyone keeps sleeping on him, and everyone keeps saying, "Well, Phillips had a better pro day." And I've said this a million times. Mr. 305, Gregory Rousseau, he is a Leonard Williams 2.0 clone who can potentially be moved to the outside edge. And everyone will sit there and go, "Well, in Miami, most of his sacks came from the middle of the field over the center." Well, that's where he was told to play. You know, I mean, you have to play where your coaches tell you to go. And everyone will say, well, Phillips had a better pro day. Okay, how many times is a better pro day equated to a better pro? How many times is a bad pro day turned out to be the guy being a Hall of Famer?
Exactly. The draft is a gamble. No one really knows. You know what I'm saying? We have all these scouts, all these talented people looking into it. You know what I'm saying? No one really knows. You know, we had Michael Thomas taken after we took Stellan Shepard. We have Tyreek Hill taken in the 5th round of that draft. You have Justin Jefferson ranked. He was like the 7th ranked receiver coming out last year. Look what he did for the Vikings. You have players like Galladay not Galladay. I'm sorry. We have players like Chris Godwin. When Chris Godwin was coming out, he was like the 16th, 17th ranked receivers on people's boards. So I totally like the fact that, you know, you can get receivers, you can get them in the later rounds. And I love that. You know, if you feel that there's a player, all of you guys watching, if you feel that there's a player that we have the opportunity to select, that could be a generational player, or that could be a foundation of our piece for our offensive line, let's take them. And the whole point of this, I love this conversation too, because we're in such a good spot at 11. The team is in such a good direction. We filled a lot of holes, not really holes, but we touched up a lot of things in free agency, and the draft is just going to fill them, boom, 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 and let's go.
Chris Canjosi, call in, man. The link is in the chat. You call in. That's basically, this guy's my brother. I grew up with him for 25 years. Slept and ate in his house. He slept and ate in my house. We lived across the street. I want him to call in. He's a Cowboy fan, but he's a real good football guy.
Well, he's a Cowboy fan. That's why he can't figure out.
Cowboy fan in New York. Well, what else is new? So
come on, a Cowboy. I'm surprised he could work the computer. I'm waiting for Chris now. I got to jump off in a few minutes.
Yeah, now you got to
Chris.
Now you got to call.
So what we're probably going to do, guys, is we're probably going to end this here shortly. I have Dr. Meaning Chris, COVID-19. We're just going to get these comments on screen real fast. Hey, I appreciate you guys all like joining the stream, watching this. We got Chris the Entertainer starting soon. So you guys go make sure you guys check him out. He's one of the big dominating voices on YouTube, always bringing in great content. Please subscribe to Tim. Please subscribe to The Mayor's. We're going to have this up shortly, as you guys, shortly more often when I do. We don't have really a schedule yet, but I'll talk to these guys off the screen and I'll bring you guys on and we'll grow as a community. Giants for life. You guys want to say anything before we let them go?
No, I'm doing a stream. Of course, I do a stream every Sunday at 12 p.m. Also, check us out on YouTube. Not YouTube, excuse me. Any place podcast can be found. I have a show called NFL Talk from Across the Pond and Back, and another show called All Nonsense Sports that we do. They could be found everywhere that you can go find a podcast at. Check it out. Especially the NFL Talk Across the Pond and Back. It's actually a show I do with a gentleman from the UK. So we've been doing that for a couple of weeks now. It's been fun. It's actually been coming on extremely strong. So that comes out every Sunday, the new episodes. But just check it out.
Yeah, Benny, we'll get to
Zion, we have a few more minutes, Zion. We have another 8-10 minutes.
Yeah. We can have 8 more 10 minutes if you guys want to call in. I seen Benny just got on. Benny, if you want to call in, please get on. Yeah, we can do a little
Got Benny
minute.
want to call in. You got
I
my
do,
friend
Joseph.
Christopher
I'll get
wants
on
to
you after
call in.
this.
If you
Yeah,
see
anybody want to
Christopher,
call
let
in?
him in.
We'll do 10 more minutes. Tim, you're more than welcome to stay for the whole 10. Hang out with
Yeah,
us.
I gotta jump off, guys. I just saw Mr. Svee sitting out there, so I definitely
Awesome.
say hello, and I appreciate you guys having me
Thanks for
on.
calling,
Anytime, Tim. Thank you for calling, bro.
Good to have you, Tim. There's my guy right back here. It's a family member, Mike, down in Florida. This guy's the diehard Jets fan. He probably wants to throw in 1 or 2 of his draft picks that he's hoping to get. Go ahead, Mike.
Come on now.
Mike expressed a lot of interest in the Clemson running back at 23 or 34. Is it Eichmann? Eichmann from Clemson. Strong running back, can receive also all around. I know he's hoping for that. I know the Jets want a couple of flashy guys. I know their fans are starving for real football. So this will probably be, these 2 drafts are real big for the Jets, like we said. Big time drafts for the Jets. I believe they got 23 picks in the next 2 drafts, more than anyone in the league.
We got Chris in the private thing. Chris, I can't see you. You have to turn up. We got him right here. Let's add him to the stream.
It's my best friend, Chris.
What is going on, Chris? The floor is yours.
What is going on? No, listen, I see my good friend Tsvi, who obviously like
Chris?
a brother, know him all my life. So I'm happy to see that he's doing this, following his dream. He's probably the most passionate fan I've ever met. And that, to be honest, he really does bleed blue. It's, that saying is true to him. So
a lot of bleeding the last 4 years. A lot of bleeding. Yeah, Chris grew up with me. He's my best friend. This guy's basically a brother. There's no other way. Him and his other brother, Joe. And Chris is a Cowboy fan. So maybe not be popular with a lot of people in here, but that's what he is. And we grew up watching games together for a good 20 years.
And one of my best friends I knew since the 5th grade is an Eagles fan, and I dog him every year. I talk shit about him every year. And when he won that Super Bowl, I told him, hey, just wait, you only got 99 more to go. If you live for 99 more years, you can have another Super Bowl. So I dog on my friends being an Eagles fans all the time. And, a fan of football, at the end of the day, if you ride and die for your team and you're a Giant fan, you're a Cowboys fan, you're an Eagle fan, or you're a Redskin fan, as long as you ride or die for your team, we respect you here. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Benny?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Had to
yo, Chris, take a look in the group chat. You got Tiki. Remember Tiki?
Yes,
we grew up with Tiki. We called him Tiki Ball because he loved him and wore his jersey.
Tell Chris to call back in. Chris, we lost you. Call back in. We lost Chris.
What's up, Benny? Here's Benny, man.
Going on?
I tell you one thing about Benny right here, man. Big things come in small packages. This kid knows more than most 40-year-olds I know. This guy's a smart little man right here.
Make sure you go sub to Benny. I'm going to hit link his channel right now.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Benny.
Not much, man. What are you guys been talking about here? Just got back.
The state of the Giants. We're talking free agency. We're talking draft. We're talking whatever you want to talk, dude. We can talk anything.
Yeah,
Benny,
I don't know if
we're talking big things, Benny. We're talking Super Bowls because they're coming. Everybody in here better believe it.
Super Bowls coming, man.
They're
I
coming,
have a
man.
feeling it's coming soon. I know for the draft, I don't know what you guys think about this. I want to go offensive line right now. If it's not if a guy like Chase, Pitts, or who was the other guy? I think those are the 2 main guys. I would, unless they were on the board, I'm going offensive line right now. I think we need to get this offensive line going. I think it's super important.
I believe that too.
That would be the smart move at 11. You know the sexy toys are there in Smith and Waddles, but you got to come away with the lineman, and we got to come away with an edge rusher in those first 2 picks. I strongly believe that.
I mean, the truth is we got our number 1 receiver, Kenny Galladay. We can get another good receiver later in this draft. It's very good. Or we can do it in a future draft, honestly. So it seems like every year these days there's good receivers.
Go ahead, Benny. Give us your name at 11, man, and give us another name at 42.
Oh, at 42?
Play Benny Gettleman right now. Benny Gettleman. Benny Gettleman's at the podium.
I would like to go to edge rusher. I also like a guy like Chaz Surratt a lot. I really like a guy like him. I wouldn't mind going linebacker. I'm trying to think, what are some edge rushers? Look, I don't know exactly where would Jalen Phillips. He probably will go first round, but I would love Jalen Phillips. I wouldn't mind. I definitely would not mind in the first round trading back, getting an edge rusher, and taking a guy like Wyatt Davis in the second. I like him a lot. Yeah, people like those are some of the guys I'm really leaning towards in the second round, I would say. And also any receiver, because I know there's a lot of good receivers also that will be there in that second round. I can see a guy like Kadarius Toney honestly falling to us in this second
Yeah,
round.
that Florida receiver here, I can see
Yeah,
him
he's
falling
really
on
good.
us
I
too.
like him a
Receivers
lot.
like your Bateman and your Moore. I think Moore is gonna be a really good receiver in this league too. So
Oh yeah,
receivers like Bateman, receivers like Moore, I can totally see that Florida guy falling to us in the second
yeah,
round.
I
Give
could
me that name
totally.
again. Give me that Florida name again.
It's Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney, yeah. Another,
Okay, I know him. I was thinking of the other Florida State kid that we could get in the mid round, Scary Terry.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. Yeah, I love him
That
a
guy's
lot.
a tall blazer down the
Yeah.
field, man. That guy's a beast.
you can
I
even
also
look.
like Terrace Marshall. I like him also.
I was just about to say Terrence
yeah,
Marshall and
LSU.
Awar St. Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
These are
yeah, I
tall
know you're
receivers,
talking about
6'1".
them. Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
Christopher De Castillo. That's Tiki. We called him Tiki Papa growing up. He was a running back. Always wore the Tiki jersey. Says the Giants need a good old line to support Jones and Barkley. And that's
Yes,
100% true, man.
That is
if we
true,
can get
that's
this
true.
offensive line going, I honestly think our offense will be fine. I think we had the weapons in place, honestly. I wouldn't mind getting a weapon because I don't know if maybe a guy like Sterling Shepard will be there for the future. But I think for now, this season, I think we're set on weapons, honestly. I mean, maybe
Hey,
you want
we
to add a
got-
receiver there, but I mean,
Go ahead,
I
Ben.
think it's pretty good.
Yeah, we have a special. Who's in here now? We just entered. Someone entered into the. Who's
That was
calling in the
Chris.
fourth guy? Chris Chicken.
Yeah, Chris
Yo.
came back. Can you hear us? Yeah,
No, there he is. That's my boy.
Yeah,
Chris.
Yeah, I came.
What's
Yeah, I had
up?
a
Yes.
little technical issues.
it's all
Some
Oh,
good.
yeah.
technical
Chris.
issues.
Nice to have you back.
Chris,
Well,
you got the
The
stage
one thing
for
I
a
am
moment. Go
happy
ahead,
about
talk
is
about
this
your
is the
team.
first year in a long time we don't have to play the Giants the first week of the season.
That would be nice.
Every
guys,
time,
man.
every year we play the Giants the first week of the season.
Oh yeah.
I can't
So,
deal with
Chris-
it anymore.
Chris, tell us how you became a Cowboys fan.
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, obviously, through the Super Bowl years with Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, I can't look.
Troy Aikman has
I'm 37 years old. I'll be 38. So I started liking him. My first game I watched was the '95 Super Bowl. So
nice.
that's when I became a Cowboy fan. But I still stuck with them through the Quincy Carter years, the Drew Henson years. So it isn't like I just rode them for the Super Bowl. And Zvi will tell you, he'll vouch. I mean, listen, always.
Chris been a Cowboy fan since he was a baby.
Maybe not as much as a fan as he is of the Giants, but I'm a diehard Cowboy fan.
I'm a fan of you guys cheerleaders. And Ezekiel Elliott.
Say it again?
Ezekiel Elliott all out. No, I said I was a fan of you guys cheerleaders and Ezekiel Elliott. Also Dak Prescott, you know what I'm saying? Des Bryant's of the world and stuff, and Des Bryant was balling out. Honestly, too, I love the fashion. You know, I love the fact that you just mentioned you're about to die. You know, that's what we want on this channel.
Yeah.
We want to bring on Giant fans, not only Giant fans. We want to bring on every fan of the sport. You know, we're just hanging out here. We're just talking Giants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys.
No,
all
of
for
course.
coming.
Well, the Giants are definitely an edge rusher away from being a dominant defense because they're great on all levels, especially that secondary. So yeah, if you get an edge rusher to really give the quarterback even a second less time with your secondary, forget it. So obviously, if I were you guys, I would definitely go edge rusher early on.
I was also gonna say, Chris, that I live in SB, and I live actually probably 2 miles away from Troy Aikman's vacation house. So it is pretty cool. Yeah. So that being said, I was just we could get into edge rusher for us, but we wanted to actually I actually wanted to ask you, like, who do you see you guys taking for the Cowboys at pick 10?
Well, I spoke with Zvi about it, and I kind of agree. We definitely need defense. I mean, a lockdown corner, maybe Surtain, something like that, because I don't want to hear about offense. I really don't want to hear about offense anymore. I'm actually ready to get rid of Amari Cooper, honestly, because it's for the amount of money he's making, it's just ridiculous. I mean, he's a good receiver, but still, I mean, we could fill other holes. So, I mean, plus I like
a lot of money.
I'll say it again. It's I just
he's
you know
tying
what,
up
like
a lot
I said,
of money.
he's a good receiver, but you know what? We have
You guys
good
got
receivers
Lamb and you guys
on
got
our
Galladay.
team now. We have young receivers. So
I keep on mentioning Galladay. My bad. What is that other not really young receiver you guys have? He kills us in fantasy. I'm forgetting.
CeeDee Lamb?
Not CeeDee Lamb, the other one.
I know
is
you're
it?
talking about.
You know, I don't know why he's such a good receiver too. What am I talking about? Name all your receivers if you don't mind, real fast, Chris.
I'll name them because they terrorize us. You got
Michael
Yeah.
Gallup.
I just drew a
Michael
blank.
Gallup?
Yes. Thank you, Benny. Michael Gallup.
I just searched
Gallup.
Gallup.
He's
He's good
yes.
also.
Michael
I'm pretty sure there's
Gallup.
free agency that's in though.
Yeah,
so.
Michael Gallup can ball. They pay so much money.
And the
to
tight
him.
end we have, Schultz is good too. Schultz is good too. The tight end we have.
So you say you don't want to go offense. What happens if there's a scenario where Pitts is sitting there?
No, I don't want him.
You don't want Pitts?
I don't want him. He's great talent. Listen, no. He's a great talent, but again, we have to address our biggest issue in its defense. So if we can get a lockdown corner and you can lock down one side of the field, to me that matters more than a Pitts. I'm sorry.
I don't think you guys can really mess it up because there's two cornerbacks that I really like for you guys. I like, of course, Surtain, and I also like JC Horn a ton. So he's really good. JC
Yeah,
Horn.
I think Zvi brought it up to me as well. Yeah, but I'm definitely leaning on Surtain. But yeah, thank you for that. I'm definitely leaning on Surtain.
Yeah, I love Horn also. Horn is a feisty corner. They're both really good. It's about how your coaching staff grooms a guy, of course, and your system around him. The Cowboys could go corner. I would be scared the Cowboys, if Parsons was there at 10, they might elect Parsons because they know the Giants want him. Also, it wouldn't shock me if Slater was there at 10, the Cowboys might take Slater. Supposed to be a dominant, guard tackle, and the Cowboys do need a young, dominant offensive lineman right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, our O-line has definitely suffered a lot, especially with injuries. So
that's it. The only thing I could say is
Smith is great, but he's injured prone. These guys, they're getting injured. It's tough.
Yeah, definitely had some injuries on that line.
Yeah, a lot of people believe that Washington's going to be the team. I don't, man, because I think they don't have the quarterback. I think that
they don't have a steady quarterback.
I think the Giants and Dallas are going to battle for the division this year for around 10 wins.
I'm just scared of Washington's D. That's the only thing I'm scared of. I'm not scared of it, but I look at Washington's D and I'm like, if they're gonna get it done, it's gonna get done with the defense. Yeah, the front seven is
scary.
Exactly.
I tell you one thing, man. The Eagles are looking at a 3-win season, and I'm being generous with that. That's one Christmas win and 2 other wins the rest of the year. Because the Eagles look shot, man.
You know who I do like, by the way, on the Cowboys offensive line? I did like that their center. I'm blanking out his name, but I actually wanted the Giants to get him last year. What's his name again? He actually looked like a really good prospect. I don't know how he played during the season. Their center, he ended up starting.
No. Well, the center that he had an issue. He was out for the year.
Zach Martin, right? Zach Martin?
That's
no. Zach Martin's not the center.
Right.
He's a guard.
Okay. I know who Benny's talking about. The Giants were about to pick.
He's talking about Travis Frederick.
Tyler Biadasz.
Travis Frederick?
Tyler Biadasz. No,
Frederick?
Tyler Biadasz. I don't know how to say his name again.
Yeah.
The guy who just came in, right? Not the guy who's there.
Not Travis Frederick?
No. I'm talking about Tyler Biadasz. The Cowboys traded out for him with the Eagles, actually. I remember right ahead of us.
I'm sorry.
The guy you guys just brought in. Yeah, the guy you guys just brought in. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Now, I got a question, Zion. Would you take a center if it came available in the 2nd or 3rd round and move Gates over to guard, or are you going to keep Gates where he is at center? And then we draft a guard.
I say we draft a guard.
Yeah.
I like Gates up there in the center. I don't know.
I think just with the young, like we had just had a comment that said that right here we took 3 offensive linemen last year. Like we believe in this coaching staff to coach them up, right? And whichever lineman we brings in, like wherever we go, like think about last year, guys, and think about just every NFL team and having to deal with COVID and having to deal with all those off the season shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Judge finally has a full year to actually make it happen. He brought in some LSU coach, Callaway. We have a whole think tank. Like, I just believe in this coaching staff so much, and we're just heading in such a right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he just said something in the chat, by the way, Chris.
Gotta let the young kids grow, man. Process.
Exactly.
Some teams don't have a process.
Look,
process could be more than 2 or 3 years. Sometimes process could be 5 or 6 years, man. You just gotta stick to it.
Give them time. We got Nate Schroeder there. We got a lot of old heads there in the locker room to guide these younger generation of players. You know what I'm saying? So wherever we take a offensive guard or offensive tackle, whether it be the 2nd, whether it be the 3rd, whether it be the 1st, I believe we can get a starting caliber tackle or guard in any of the first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? I think we really focus on that. But I do want to come out of this draft, whether it be whether it be wherever it is. I want to come out of this draft drafted another receiver. I don't even care if he's in the 6th. Another running back. So
Yeah, I mean, there's not many ways we can mess up, honestly. There's a
Mhm.
bunch of different ways we can go, and there's parts I would rather go, but like
Mhm.
I think there's so many I'd go that we can go that I'd be fine with. It's really pretty hard for us to mess this up, so I'd be happy. I'd also love a trade back. I would definitely. I would love a trade back if I would love a trade back with a team like the Bears, and maybe even get a future like early pick next year. That would be like really good for us. I feel like
That's what I was thinking, man. Go to the Bears at 20. Get yourself a first rounder next year and maybe a second or a third in this year's draft.
Yeah.
Let them go get their quarterback, whatever it is. And we're still going to get an edge rusher at 20, or you take Talvin Jenkins, who's a beast offensive lineman, one of the top 3 in his draft.
I think at 20, honestly, I think there's still so many options for us that I think I would even like the edge rushers part, which I would consider even 11. I think there's still going to be some of those guys at 20. Like you said, I would. There's still offensive linemen there at 20 that would be good. So I feel like I feel like I would love trading down and like imagine one great thing is like if you're really good already, imagine having like 2 first-round picks next year after we're already a playoff team. Like that would be huge because even if we want to draft somebody, we can use those assets to get another Big Ten player, even if we wanted to. So, or we could draft another star. So, like it would just, I think that would make a lot of sense to try to get future picks in there and all.
That's Benny right there. Go sub to this guy. This guy's a future general manager in the NFL.
Exactly, guys are talking facts. You go sub to Benny, guys. We're probably gonna end this right here. We appreciate you guys are watching. Go sub to Benny. Go sub to the Miz. We'll link up. We'll come to you live. It might be on Miz's channel next time. Might be on Benny's channel. We'll link up. We'll link up, guys. And I just want to appreciate you guys all for watching this video. You guys want to say anything before we head out?
No, nothing.
That's it. We'll see you guys next time. And the draft is on its way. Be excited.
10 days away.
Giants are headed places this year, and everyone knows it.
All right, and we got the biggest voice, the biggest content creator in sports coming on next. You guys go check him out, Entertainer Talking Sports. I'll see you guys there. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.